Education meeting for September 10th. Before we have our pledge, I would like to take a moment of silence. Tomorrow's 9/11, the 19th anniversary of the attacks on 9/11, and I just want to remember those that lost, those that we lost on that day, and those that are still suffering from the injuries and different things from that day, and just want to remember all those involved. Thank you.
All right, please place your hand on your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, we invoke thy blessing on all in attendance here and on those we serve. Help us to bring wisdom and humanity to our deliberations and thy spirit to our work. Please be seated.
Welcome everybody to the Carr Place Union Free School District Board of Education meeting for September 10th. The first item on our agenda is comments, Board of Education comments. I'll lead off. First of all, I want to start off with thanking our administration and everybody involved in the administration, from the superintendent, the central administrators, the central administration team, to the building principals, to the professional staff, and all in clerical support staff, custodial, and security staff in helping us reopen school this week. The reopening of school was not as we had planned. We had planned for in-person instruction, as you know. We are remote right now. We do hope to be coming back into the classroom soon. But I want to thank everybody for their hard work in implementing the remote plan as it is being implemented right now, and all their hard work with that. I'd also like to thank the families of our community for their work during this time also, and for helping us making this a successful beginning of the school year. And I'd like to wish everybody, on behalf of the board, my fellow board members could say something if they wish, but I would like to wish everybody a very happy and successful school year. I know it's going to be difficult. We know it's going to be difficult, but we will get through it. We will always persevere. We always succeed. And we're working very hard, and we'll always work very hard to make this a successful school year and the best year possible. I'd like to also make a special thanks to John Hendrick and his team. During the summer, an awful lot of work took place on the school, both at Rushmore and at the Cherry Lane, and quite a little bit of work was done, and very successfully done by John and his crew and different other contractors. I want to thank John, Frank Marino, people over at H2M, and everybody and all of John's staff for their work. Also, I'd like to thank Anastasia Georgiados, Dr. Georgiados, for her work with the dissemination of the laptops, at the end of the summer. Obviously, it's paying dividends now with the remote learning, and so thank you very much to Dr. Georgiados. You work with your whole office, starting with Patty and everybody that works within your group. So thank you very much for that. Thank you also to Eileen Fredericks for a very fine superintendent's conference day. It was a good way to start the school year. It was very difficult, a couple of days before that, a day and a half before, but the fact is it was a great superintendent's conference day, and thank you very much for that. I'd just like to say, hopefully we're going to have a very successful school year, and just wish everybody to be very safe and healthy, and thank you very much. That's all I have.
Yes, I'd like to take a moment to expand on President Frisco's comments about the efforts that went into what the behind-the-scenes teams did. John Hendrick, and I was here a couple of times myself personally because I live and breathe it for the last 4 years. And it really is critical, in my mind, for the community to know the extraordinary efforts and manpower and man-hours that everybody within the organization, to John's point as well, the architects, consultants, contractors, etc. If you can only imagine the depth of what they go through, you'd have a greater appreciation. I, for one, was glowing when I took a walk through last week, I guess it was. And I think it's just a fantastic job, and the credit is more than way overdue. Obviously, Christine, as the superintendent, it's all part of your big picture. I'd also like to thank Eileen for a tremendous, in my view, an absolute fantastic PSA. It was just, I was so blown away by it, and to see it in action, and I think it was really, I'll use a teenage expression, I think it was really cool. And I really enjoyed it, and again, I would echo what President Frisco said. We all pray and hope for a successful school year, health, happiness, and some sense of normalcy and sanity. And I can say one thing: please, everyone, be patient. We all want to get there. We're all pulling the train in the same direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Vice President Bob. Any other board comments?
Yeah, I'd like to make a few comments. First, I'd like to welcome everybody back to school. First, the students, the administration, the principals, the teachers, the support staff. Welcome back for this year, and it's good to have everybody back. Unfortunately, we did not open like we had planned, but I would like to thank everybody who worked on the opening. Again, within the school district, all of the again, administrators, principals, teachers, support staff, the community members that worked on the opening over the summer. Thank you very much for your contributions. We certainly want to get all of the kids back into school, and that's the way we feel that the students should be back in school. But it will take a while. I'd also like to thank, as was said by our previous President and Vice President in their comments, Mr. John Hendricken and his staff, for all the work they did in Rushmore and Cherry Lane, and just the normal work that they do with getting the plant in shape in the district. But they did some excellent work in rebuilding rooms in Cherry Lane and in Rushmore, and I thank them for that. I also want to thank the community and the taxpayers who okayed our plans in terms of building improvements. I think anybody that goes past Cherry Lane and takes a look at what was done will see how much of an improvement the new classrooms on the outside of Cherry Lane are, and there's certainly an improvement as well on the inside. So thank you for approving the budgets, the monies for that, etc. It doesn't go unappreciated for sure. Thank you very much. That's pretty much it. I'd like to, just again say we wish that everybody stays healthy. We wish that everybody will get back into school quickly. We certainly hope for a year that is full of good health and full of normalcy as much as we can make it. So you have our complete support to try to make that happen. So good luck this year and have a great year. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Ricardo.
Just a few things. I don't want to repeat what everybody has said, but welcome to the 2021 opening of the school year, albeit it's not the opening that we all look forward to. Everyone worked very hard to have in-house education, but it didn't work out that way. So hopefully we will be back in school soon. I would ask that all the residents, please be careful so that we don't have a relapse of this, and we can move forward with having everybody in school throughout the year, and ultimately have a normal graduation. Looking forward a couple of months. To go back to this summer, we did a tremendous amount of work here in the facilities. I'm very proud of what we've done. The people here have worked very hard, the facilities group and our construction managers. We met all of our goals with one exception, and that's the windows in Cherry Lane, for which we now have plexiglass in there. The regular glass, the glass that is supposed to be used, should be in there. by the 21st or the 22nd. So we're all very proud of what we've done every year here. We've continued to do it, and it's kept these facilities in excellent shape. Everybody has computers, laptops, Chromebooks, iPads, so that remote learning, in case we needed it, which we did, were able to be used. So that was great planning ahead. The new teacher academy, thank you very much. That was great. I just want to applaud Dr. Finn's cabinet. Everybody in that cabinet worked very, very hard and very well with the board. They kept the board informed all along the summer, and especially as school was about to reopen. I've never worked with such a good group of individuals. To the extent where you ask a question, you get an immediate reply. And the residents, hopefully you understand why the school is not open for regular business and we're doing remote. It's now in the hands of the Department of Health, but if we're careful, I'm sure we'll be back in no time at all. Hopefully the residents here have always been understanding and are very intelligent and appreciate what the school does for them and for their property values. So I wish everybody a healthy fall and winter and spring. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Zino. Thank you very much. Superintendent comments, Dr. Finn?
Sure. So about a week ago, I used this app called Todoist, and it lists all the things I have yet to do, and I had 162 things listed under pandemic, and all of them were completed. So none of us could have predicted what was going to end up happening, is that we had this surge in some cases of COVID-19. And for me, it broke my heart to have to send that message that we were not going to be able to open in person, because every single one of us was working toward that goal all summer long. And I'm very hopeful that we will be able to open in person soon. We are working very closely with the Department of Health. They work with us. They give us quarantine dates. We talk to them about how many cases there are, how many possible secondary or tertiary contacts there might be. And those things take a little bit of time, because this is a disease that is transmitted and often mushrooms quickly. And we want to make sure that we are safe. As I keep saying, I'm going to steal Eileen Frederick's line. I can't be Chief Brody in Jaws. I can't say, come on back in, it's safe to go swimming, and have somebody walk up and slap me in the face and say, you knew there was a shark in the water and you said come swimming anyway. So coronavirus is a deadly disease. And we have to be sure that our staff is safe, that our students are safe, and also our community. Because it's not just our students, it's the people that live in the community too that this could impact. So that said, I hope to give you an update very soon. I will be speaking to the DOH tomorrow. I talk to the woman every day, and we're hopeful. I would like to thank the families of the students. They have been more than forthcoming, helpful, agreeable, honest, and they're doing the right thing. And if everybody continues to do the right thing, we'll be back before you know it. So, that said, I would just like to thank my administrative team as well. They're the best. And because of them, we will be able to open in person at some point. And that's what I have. Happy 2021 school year.
Thank you, Dr. Finn. I forgot to mention before, I guess, this is being live streamed, so if you have questions or comments, whether on the agenda or on the, just in general, please send them to the district clerk and we'll address them as we can. Next item would be public comments. District clerk, is there any comments regarding the agenda that we need to address?
None received regarding the agenda.
Okay, thank you. Next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. May I have a motion to approve the Board of Education special meeting August 10, 2020?
So moves, I know.
Second,
Okay, thank you. Zino, now you are. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions?
John, I would like to.
Okay, so you're abstaining, so 401. Thank you. Next, may I have a motion to approve the Board of Education business meeting for August 20th, 2020?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, thank you, Zino, now you are. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed unanimously 5-0. Okay, next item on the agenda is our consent agenda. May I have a motion for our consent agenda?
So moved, Simon.
Item Letourneau. Any discussion?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
Go, Neil.
To item 3.12, I'd like to clarify that,
We separate that out? You want to separate that out so that we vote on it separately?
yes,
Okay, so I have a motion to separate out item 3.12 to be voted on separately.
that's correct.
Okay, may I have a second for that motion? Okay, any discussion on that motion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed, any abstentions? Passed unanimously 5-0, separate that out. Okay, any further discussion regarding the consent agenda? The only other, I'm sorry, Mr. Clark?
No question.
The only thing I was just going to mention was, on item 9.1, there's a consulting service agreement with NYU Grossman School of Medicine. I just want to point out a couple of times because my wife and my daughter work for NYU Langone Hospital Medical Center, which is not affiliated with NYU Grossman. It's a different organization. So I just want to clarify that I have no pecuniary interest in that NYU Grossman School of Medicine. So I just wanted to mention that before we do anything further. Any other discussion? Okay. All those in favor of the consent agenda? As amended? Thank you. As amended? Thank you. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That's passed unanimously 5-0. Okay. Now, on item 3.12, any further discussion regarding item 3.12?
Yes, I would like to make a statement. I'd like to clarify that the reason I will be abstaining for spring appointments is because I believe a different hiring process should have been implemented for certain coaches, and I do not agree with the process of these coaching appointments for that reason.
Thank you very much, Vice President. Any further discussion? All those in favor of item 3.12? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? That's it. Okay. 401. Thank you. Now, next item on the agenda is visitors' comments. Mr. Clerk, are there any visitors' comments that we need to address?
Yes. I'll read to you. I received a message from Trish Bavaro. My question discussion for tonight's Board of Ed meeting is how we can go about contracting another school bus for the Kellenberg Memorial Seniors due to their arrival and dismissal time change. Due to COVID-19, the seniors now have instruction from 9:30 to 1:20. If they would take the 7:15 a.m. bus, this will make them arrive to school around 8 a.m., and that will mean they will be at Kellenberg an hour and a half before school starts and be exposed to hundreds of classmates at Kellenberg and other students on the earlier bus ride. Also, these seniors will be wearing a mask longer than needed, and wearing one for that many hours can also cause other issues. If we keep this plan and the seniors take the bus schedule you have arranged, they will be wearing a mask for 9 hours or more and have no lunch. The administration of Kellenberg has made these arrangements to help with the amount of students entering and leaving school. As students and parents, we need to respect the schedule they have made. It is for the safety of our children due to the virus. I have spoken with the transportation department, and he said They need to take this to the next level. I'm hoping you're at the next level. At this time, I feel discriminated on since I have a senior attending a Catholic school.
Thank you very much. You want to continue?
And I have another comment on the same matter from another parent.
Thank you.
Okay, this is from Sheila and Rob Scagnelli. To the members of the Carl Place Board of Education, as a Carl Place resident, I request a bus for my son, who is a senior, and the other Carl Place residents who are seniors at Kellenberg Memorial High School to accommodate the new instructional day set in place by the administration of Kellenberg. The instructional day is now from 9:30 to 1:20 with no lunch period. Providing the seniors with their own bus will offer social distancing as well as relief from not having to wear a mask any longer than necessary and reduce the amount of students entering the building at one time. This policy was put into place to adhere to the state-mandated COVID guidelines necessary to keep students safe. Please consider accommodating these students. Thank you. Sheila and Rob Spinelli.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. and Mrs. Scagnelli and Ms. Bavaro, thank you very much for your comments. We are looking into this issue very diligently, and we're still looking at our options regarding this issue. It's not going, we're exploring all our options, so this is where we stand at this point in time. We don't have anything further to say. The situation as it stands now is still going on, but we're looking at our options as far as how it may be addressed, if at all. So, thank you very much for your comments, and we are looking into this very diligently. Are there any other comments, District Clerk?
Nope, none at this moment.
There being no more comments, may I have a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss negotiations? Okay, McLaughlin and Zino. Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passed unanimously 5-0. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good night and have a very successful school year. Thank you.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. On the live.
It's off.